Most men's confidence gets completely wrecked when they're going through a divorce or a breakup. Hey guys, Johnny here, walking the botanical gardens of Sydney, Australia. In today's video, I wanted to share with you some of the things that I had to do to build my confidence up after divorce, what I've been doing since divorce, and some of the things that I'm continuing to do to build my confidence to get me to a life that I really, truly want to live. I never grew up confident. I was very much a validation seeker, very needy, nice guy. I never felt very worthy. I thought everybody was better than me. People were more popular than me. They were better looking. They had more friends. They were just smarter. They lived lives that I envied more than anything. I would have done anything to fit in with these people because I didn't have any confidence in myself. I always was under the assumption that people were just born confident. You were either born good at music, you were born smart, you were born to be popular, whatever it was. And because I had this mindset, I never tried to improve myself, never really knew that I could be better, that I could improve. And so to cope with this, trying to fit in, I would do things against myself. I would do drugs, I would do alcohol, I would stay up all night, I would skip school. I thought I was cool because I would show up to class high. And it really ended up leading to depression. I was on antidepressants for a while because I never saw a way out. I didn't know that I could become better. I thought I was just stuck the way I was, and I didn't like it. I was not happy with that lifestyle, but I was just trapped. And that's what I dealt with through high school. And when I met my then ex-wife or my girlfriend or whatever, I didn't address any of this stuff. I was in the military at the time. I did not feel like I was good at my job. I didn't have the discipline that I needed, that I should have had in the military. I thought I was good at honor guard, but I also had in my mind that, yeah, I think everybody can do it. Very hard on myself. So not very confident going into the marriage either. Then when she tells me that it's over, I not only am I, I'm already low confidence. I'm not happy with my job. I'm not very good at it. The only thing I was really actually good at was video games, which is probably why I was so addicted to them. Is the one thing that made me feel like I was good at something, that I wasn't a complete loser, even though I wasn't doing anything to improve my life. But when she told me that it was over, I sunk even farther. I didn't know I could hit a new level of lack of confidence. It's nothing, I don't know. It's one of the most painful things in the world to be rejected by somebody that at times I didn't even want to be around. I was glad when she would come home late. I was a few times willing to walk away just before she told me it was over. I was tempted to move out to just to see if she would even care, just to maybe try to get the relationship back on track. But there's plenty of times where I knew this wasn't working. I wasn't happy. There was a lot of there was just a bunch of stuff I wasn't happy with. And a lot of it was probably because I had such low confidence. I was never improving myself. I would just drift. I would come home from work, eat garbage food, play video games all day, really not try to connect with her because we already knew each other. We were both not happy. So never do anything to improve my confidence. And then, yeah, like I said, when she leaves, I hit a new low. I couldn't focus on anything but what we had, how I'm going to be alone forever, how I'm not good enough again. I already had these thoughts of not being good enough, and now I'm not good enough for a person that I didn't even really want in my life, that I wasn't happy with. It was very devastating. It kept me stuck for months. And a lot of that was, like I said, because I didn't realize, but I thought, like, this is my lot in life. Now I'm overweight. I'm still not social. I don't have any friends. And now my wife left me. I'm too old. I'm in small town Wisconsin. I'm not going to find anybody new. I had all these negative thoughts going in my head thinking, fuck, nothing, my life sucks. What am I going to do now? She's already with this new guy. She's already enjoying her life. I'm sitting at home doing the one thing I was good at, which was playing video games, which was very much a distraction, and I wasn't even enjoying it at that time. And it hurt even more playing those games, knowing that she was off with this guy, going off and doing whatever. So I felt completely stuck. And it's interesting that there's just a few things that really woke me up to being able to change my situation. One of the things I made a video about was I realized no one was coming to save me. I can act confident and depressed and not do anything about it, but no one's going to come change my situation but me. I had to get out there. I had to go put in the work. I had to really to figure out what I wanted with my life. So hearing that, I mentioned before in another video, like Sum 41, as I don't know, random as that seems, just hearing that his friend's mom didn't like him because he was quiet. She said that they didn't like him because he was quiet. And I remember my ex-mother-in-law saying this about me when I first met her. She didn't like me because I was so quiet, which I was. I was very low confidence. I would never speak my mind. I always would do everything for other people because I was the nice guy. I needed that validation. I didn't want to lose love because I didn't think I was never comfortable with myself. So some of the things that I started to do that really did build my confidence once I learned that no one was coming to save me. She's off on her own little adventure now. I mean, that's over. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't take her back. I don't want her back. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. So a lot of things that I started to do to build my confidence very early on was, one, I started to work out. I mean, you hear this all the time. I knew it intrinsically, like, yes, you need to work out. You need to take care of your body. But it was also easier to play video games, and it was easier to eat garbage food, and it was easier to just drift on the weekends, watch TV, not really put in the effort. And once I realized that I could start changing, I did go to the gym and I did start noticing that I felt better. My confidence did start to rise. I started to see that, okay, I am able to make changes. I am not stuck the way I am. I'm just not putting in the right amount of effort. I'm choosing, whether you are conscious of it or not, staying stuck is a choice. You are telling yourself that, all right, I'm not going to do things that I know would be beneficial to me. So one of the biggest things that I started doing that really did boost my confidence, made me show what was possible, was I started working out. I go to the gym after work or during my lunch break, started losing some weight, started feeling more attractive, started to see that not only could I make changes, but I was actually feeling pretty good about myself. I also started listening to books on tape, listening to things like The Rational Male, She Comes First so I could get better at sex. I would listen to Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, Atomic Habits, The Four Agreements. I've mentioned this so many times. One of my favorite books, The Way of the Superior Man. All these books that really just reinforced things that I could learn. Like, I guess maybe I assumed I knew everything, that I was a know-it-all. And then I listened to these books. It's like, oh, I can become more masculine. Women are attracted to men that are on purpose. I can learn to improve my style. I can learn to have conversations. Another thing I started to do was talking to people throughout the day, just having 3 short conversations to start my day. Hey, how was your weekend? Hey, how was this? In the past, I would just go to work, sit at my desk, watch YouTube, pretend to work until I had a question, not giving my best, never trying, which is not going to lead to confidence, obviously. But I started listening to these books and I started to realize, like, okay, I am capable of doing things that would improve my life. Is there stuff? Jordan Peterson mentioned this too. Not only make your bed in the morning, because you can start your day with a win. If your bed's a mess, your room is a mess. So just that little step got me to focus on other ways to improve throughout my day. So I started with making my bed, then I started with some apple cider vinegar, and then I started with meditation, and then listening to books on tape. So all that stuff started to accumulate, and I started to build my confidence up even more. So I was going to the gym, losing weight, feeling much better. I started listening to the books on tape while I'm driving to work, while I'm going for a walk, while I'm at the gym, just learning more about masculinity, what I could have done to have been improving myself over the years. It just opened my eyes into the fact that confidence is built. It's not just given to you. A guy who's great at tennis, if you throw him out into a surfboard, he's not going to feel very confident there. But he probably will have the mindset that he can do anything, that he'll figure it out. And by doing these things, I started to just realize what more I was capable of. And that's where I started to see that, yeah, I was still upset. I was still depressed. I started to get back on antidepressants, thinking that that was the cure. If I could get on antidepressants, I would feel better about what had happened with the divorce. Maybe it would improve me, but it wasn't the solution. It was really just continuing to put in more work, just do things that I knew I could do. Or not even knew that I could do, just like things that would make me better towards the life that I wanted. So I started to learn the social skills. I knew for me, being in small town Wisconsin was not going to make me more confident. It was not going to get me the life that I wanted. I did not want to settle with another girl. I didn't like who I was. I wanted to be more social. I wanted to get more interactions with women. One of the biggest things that I'm continuing to do now to improve my confidence is to go out and get comfortable approaching attractive women. I was on the elevator today in the hostel going down, 4 really cute girls, probably in their 20s, so I felt a little old, but like I could feel I wasn't as confident as I could be. I still had those self-doubts of I'm not good enough. They wouldn't want to talk to me. What would I even say? So that was one thing that I am working on now to take care of. I don't like that feeling. I don't want to feel like I'm not good enough for people or that I'm not worthy. So it's something that I've continued to work on. I'm going to continue to work on it. That's why I'm doing approaches. I think that's a great way for me to get comfortable doing that. But that's what I started to do early on in the divorce anyways. I think it was really one of the biggest things that helped me get past the hurt of her moving on so quickly, was that I was now focused on what I wanted to do with my life. Now, not everybody wants to move on into a relationship right away or to start dating right after a divorce. For me, I waited about 6 months. A lot of that was just moping around, not really doing anything. But when I made the decision that I will do what it takes to become more attractive, it changed everything for me. Started going to the gym, started listening to these books on tape, started socializing, started finding ways to just be more, not the nice guy, standing up for myself. If I had a problem with something, I would talk about it. I wouldn't just agree to do something that I didn't want to do. Yeah, so that's kind of where all my journey started. I think if you can't move out of your town, if you have kids or it's just something that you can't do because of your job, that doesn't mean that there's not things you can do to build your confidence. No one's going to come save you. It's 90% action, 10% theory. So if you are feeling stuck, if you're not feeling like you are where you want to be right now during a divorce or a relationship, that's 100% understandable. It fucking hurts when you're been with somebody for so long and you don't see what is possible. I think that was the hardest part for me, was that I didn't think, well, I was already depressed and unconfident anyways. And then when she leaves, I'm even more so. So I don't see the hope or the possibilities of what is possible. But if you come to realize that you can continue to improve yourself little by little, 1% every day, I know for me, it helped me just kind of visualize, like, if I started taking these steps every day, what would my life look like? So I started making my bed every day, going to the gym, eating a little bit healthier, standing up for myself, listening to these books on tape. Kind of repeating myself a lot here, but that's really what got me unstuck to everything. And what I'm doing now, like I said, I'm still not where I want to be. I still have that self-doubt of I'm not good looking enough or I'm not social enough. I should be better at talking to people because I've been working on it for so long. And if I listen to that, then what am I mean, I would just quit and go back to playing video games probably. Like, I wouldn't go travel. I wouldn't, yeah, another thing, traveling. I think that built my confidence up huge too. You kind of realize what you are possible of doing. I did my 10 approaches today. Most of them were blowouts. Like I felt, like I didn't know what I was saying. I felt like I need to improve. My focus wasn't on not necessarily being unworthy. It was more on like, what do I need to improve on to show that I am more confident and dominant. Like, these are things that I can learn and will learn by doing this. Yeah, I got a little distracted walking. There's a lot to see here in Sydney so far. I hope this stuff is helpful. This is just what I did to build my confidence. Felt completely wrecked, felt like a loser, got even worse after divorce. And although I'm 100% more confident than I am now, I'd never want to be that guy. But a lot of the confidence comes from knowing that things are in my control. No one's coming to save me. If I don't like the dating life I have, there's things that I could do to make it better. That's what I'm doing. If I'm not happy with the amount of money I'm making, I can fix that by putting in more work, learning new skills. So I'm going to continue to do that. If you're not happy with where you're living or your relationship status, there's things that you could do right now that would improve that. You can start learning new skills to find a new job. You could start being more open with your partner or looking at what kind of relationship you even do want. You don't have to settle for one just because you're in scarcity. That was another reason why I think I got married in the first place, was that I was very low confidence, and some girl liked me. Like, okay, I'll take that. I don't care if she's got red flags and she, whatever hell. I don't want to go into that, I guess, but when you're, yeah, I just don't know where I'm going with that. I guess that's probably good for now. Kind of been rambling along a little bit. Yeah, if you are stuck, reach out to me. I know it sucks going through that stuff. It feels like it's hopeless. It feels like you're never going to live the life that you want, especially if you've never been used to it or it's never opened your eyes. It is possible. You can see a new future. Yeah, let me know what I can do to help you. Give me some tips too on anything that you've done that does help your confidence. It's something that you can always continue to work on, can always continue to build. I'm going to go home now. It's about 5 p.m. Just got done walking the gardens. I already saw the harbor. It's kind of cold for the beach. I'm leaving tomorrow for Cairns. I'll go snorkeling up there and then off to Bali. So far, I really love Australia. I love the amount of foot traffic here. I've been trying to do cold approach for probably 8 years, close to 8 years. I would have some good moments here in Vegas, but then I would get distracted with drinking and drugs and cigarettes. So I'd always find excuses not to go and approach people. Then COVID happened, and then I was in Barcelona for a couple months. Didn't do as much as I could have. So I want to get the dating life that I want. I've been approaching girls that make me nervous today. So girls that I think are like 9s and 10s. I'm not avoiding them. I do have those thoughts of, well, she probably won't like me. She's probably already got a boyfriend. She's probably too busy. But if I want those kind of girls in my life, I need to become the kind of man that goes up to them. They're not going to just come approach me. They're not going to be with a guy that can't explain or can't express his needs, what he wants. It's just going to lead to a bad relationship. So I need to continue to build my confidence. I need to be able to stand up for what I want, whether she walks away or not. I can't be doing whatever it takes to keep her. That was one of the things that probably had a huge impact on my marriage, was that I was the nice guy. I would do everything I could so that she wouldn't leave. And it doesn't build attraction. Like a guy who can't admit that he finds women attractive, or a guy that will just bend over backwards for somebody, like that doesn't breed trust or security. So yeah, doing the 10 approaches a day, getting better every time. It's hit or miss, but I am going for what I want. That's what's more important to me. It's not the result, it's the action. I want to become that guy, the guy that can give people a good time. He's just giving value. He's charismatic. He doesn't want anything from anybody, but if he sees a cute girl that he is attracted to, or if he sees an opportunity that he wants, he goes for it. He doesn't hide behind fear. That's really what I'm looking to do going forward. So I will leave it there. I'm going to go home now. We'll see you later. Peace.